Alright, so let's take a look at an Adsense keyword research example geared towards a smaller but more targeted site. So this would typically involve picking a keyword that gets a little bit less traffic but also has less competition, which means that it would be easier to rank for this keyword and you could start making money a little bit more quickly. So again, I'm going to start off with one of my favorite niches. I'm going to type in list of skin conditions. Basically anything in the medical niche, or just about anything, there are exceptions, has a lot of advertisers for AdSense. And as you recall, the more advertisers there are bidding on a given keyword term, the higher your cost per click is going to be. So I usually like to start off with some sort of a medical topic, and a list of skin conditions is something that isn't too generic. So you can find some very kind of unusual keyword phrases in here that often, even though there are plenty of advertisers, do not have a lot of competition. So I'm just going to pick something completely at random. Let's pick blepharitis. Okay, that sounds unpleasant. So let's go ahead and try that one out. Then we're going to go to the Google keyword tool and paste that keyword in there. So we take the keyword and we go ahead and paste it in the box here. And remember to set your location to your country or the country in which you plan on ranking your keyword term. And then we hit search. And make sure you set your match types to exact. Always set your match types to exact. And as you can see, this search term gets 22,200 local monthly searches. And that's a pretty good search figure, but as you can see from the competition bar, there are not very many advertisers bidding on this term. Now, I'm going to explain this real quick. Whenever advertisers are bidding on a term, they don't do it at random, but they're doing it because they think that if they pay for your click, essentially, and you click through, that they have a given chance to sell you their product. And that if they do sell you their product, they're going to make more money from it than they spent on advertising. And this is a very important concept for you to kind of view keyword research through this prism, because the more that you can see internet marketing in terms of supply and demand and what's in it for me kind of thing, the less confusing all of the numbers are going to be for you. So in this case, whatever blepharitis is, I still have no clue what it is, the solution to the blepharitis problem is not being offered by any advertisers. So that is why there's relatively little competition, and probably why the approximate cost per click is only 24 cents. Speaking of the approximate cost per click, this is not the amount of money that you're going to get if somebody clicks on your ad. Okay, it's just an approximate sum of money that you would pay if you were advertising. So usually you're going to get about, let's say, 30% of this number. And even that's not really accurate, because this is what you would pay to advertise in the search network. So whenever you go to Google and you do a Google search and you see results on the right hand side and there are advertisements, those are ads in the search network. But you're going to be making money from the Google Content Network, which is when ads are displayed on a website, not on the search, but on a website. So really, I found that there's no rhyme or reason behind what you're actually going to get compared to what this says you're going to get. But generally, you want to pick a higher cost per click. That should be one half of your decision, a cost per click of at least $1. And then the other half of your decision should be based upon how well this competition bar, or how high this competition bar is. The higher, the better. Anyway, let's just go ahead and sort these searches by the approximate cost per click. You can sort, your results in any manner you like, but I'm going to go ahead and just search by the approximate cost per click. And just take a look at what we have. Okay, so the very first promising term that I see gets 4,400 local monthly searches, this term itchy eyes. The competition bar is about a quarter of the way full, which is not bad. And there's an approximate cost per click of $4.28. So these are indications to me that there are advertisers who have a solution to the problem of itchy eyes that they're trying to sell individuals who are searching for that term. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab that term, itchy eyes, and I'm going to type it in here and take a look. Alright. And the reason I'm not going to bother with the term itchy eyes is because it's super broad, and I know that without even investigating, I know that it's going to be competitive. How competitive is another matter, but I'm thinking that I can probably find a term that's related to itchy eyes that still gets a good amount of searches and still has a good cost per click in competition, but is less competitive because it's more specific and less known. So, and in fact, the very first term I see over here is this term right here, allergic shiners. I have no clue what allergic shiners are, but apparently there are advertisers out there who are looking to sell you a product or service that will help you get rid of them. I'm assuming they're an undesirable problem. And as you can see, the approximate cost per click here is $19.94. Now again, do not be fooled by the mirage of approximate cost per click. This really has nothing to do with the amount of money that you're going to get. There's a slight correlation. The higher the approximate cost per click, the better. But don't expect to get anywhere near $19 a click. That's not going to happen. So I'm seeing this term, and I'm seeing that it has 1,300 local monthly searches, decent competition bar, great cost per click, approximate cost per click, and a fairly consistent search trend throughout the year. So let's go ahead and investigate this term and see whether or not the competition is beatable. Let's go to Google and type in allergic shiners. And the reason I'm typing it in quotations, and actually Google automatically places these terms in quotations about 95% of the time, but sometimes they don't. So this is just sort of insurance to make sure that this is the exact search term that we're looking for. Okay. Now, if you take a look at the number of results, I just want to bring this up real quick. They mean absolutely nothing to you. As somebody who's conducting keyword research and trying to assess the potential profitability of a keyword and also the competitiveness of a keyword, these search results mean absolutely nothing. It does not matter how many people you're competing with if they're all weak and untargeted. That's why we only look at the first couple of results. In fact, I only personally look at the very first result in Google, because that's the only guy that you need to beat everybody else. So anybody in any keyword research course or book or PDF or post or whatever who's telling you to assess how competitive a keyword is based on the amount of results or how many sites have the keyword in the title or the URL, they're leading you down the wrong path. Just ignore it because it's garbage. It's not an indication of competitiveness at all or competition at all. So the very first thing I see what are allergic shiners? Well, I'm seeing some pictures here. So it looks to me like allergic shiners might be some sort of maybe dark circles under the eyes would be my assumption, right? So let's go ahead and click through to wisegeek.com and read this. It says, let's see, shiner is the term, in the term allergic shiners means black eye or dark circles under the eyes. People who suffer from nasal allergies may experience darkness and or swelling underneath one or both eyes on a fairly consistent basis. These can be unsightly, but they tend not to signify serious problems. Instead, they're simply the result of congestion in the sinuses, which slightly affects blood flow. Okay, so at this point, I just want to reiterate one thing, and that is when you are doing your keyword research and you come across a term that you're not really sure what it means, Google it and find out what it means, because it matters to you to know what the term is so you can step inside the shoes of the person searching for the term who has this problem. And why is that important? For the reason that we just talked about. Because if you're a person who has, very serious allergies and it's causing you to get black eyes as a result, you're going to look for a solution to that problem. And rest assured, there's an advertiser out there, Claritin, Allegra, who is looking to solve that problem for you, who's looking to sell you their product. And in fact, these are Google AdSense ads. See? Ads by Google. Ooh, I don't want to click that. But ads by Google. And the very first two ads are, learn about your allergy symptoms, see how Claritin can help. Learn about the symptoms/causes of allergies and find relief today. Now, the allergy market, or the pharmaceuticals market, is very competitive. You know this because whenever you watch television, you see dozens of commercials for allergy medications and antidepressants and all sorts of medications. The pharmaceutical industry is humongous and super competitive, which is why they have the deep pockets to pay for a 15-cent click, because they stand to gain a lot more if you purchase their product and become a lifetime user of their product. Now, if we go ahead and go back, let's just take a look at some of the other results. So this guy has allergic shiners, the keyword in the title, and he has it in the URL and in the description. But is this site highly targeted to this keyword phrase? And the answer is no, because wisegeek.com covers a zillion different things. See, they have almost 10,000 pages in their index, just Google's index. So they cover tons and tons of different types of content, and it's not highly targeted. And as you can see, it's the same case here. We have an eHow article, how to get rid of allergic shiners. We have an about.com article, allergic shiners. But none of these sites are highly targeted, and none of these sites have an exact match domain. So just from using SEO Quake to analyze our competition, and also notice that these sites are all PR3 or below. This is a PR2 site, and there's only 5 backlinks going to this particular page. So for you to put up a website called allergicshiners.com, .net.org, or whatever, and write some content about allergic shiners and get some quality backlinks, it would be no problem for you to come to the top here and beat this guy out for number 1. So we're not seeing any results for this term in the search at advertisement results. Usually we'll see some sort of results here on the right sidebar, which we're not seeing right now. But let's go ahead and click through some of these other sites and just get an idea of maybe the kinds of ads that the AdSense ads that are displaying relative to this content and relevant to this content. Alright, so these, I think, yes, these are Google ads. It says sponsored links, and here are some more Google ads. Well, check it out. This is super relevant, right? This condition, allergic shiners, is basically black eyes as a result of congestion. Here is a Google ad that promotes Zicam, which, as I recall, is some sort of zinc congestion treatment based on zinc. And it's solving the problem that this person has immediately. This person has a sinus congestion, which is causing them to have black eyes. So in order for them to solve that problem, to get rid of those black eyes, they need to clear their sinus congestion. Boom! That's where Zicam comes in. That's where Allegra comes in. And that's where bags under eyes treatment comes in. So as you can see, there are several advertisers, and down here we have several more. Claritin site, under eye cream, best eye cream, eye tuck. So there are several advertisers competing for that one click of the person who has dark circles under their eyes as a result of nasal congestion. Now, I know I'm being a bit repetitive here, but it's very important that you understand kind of these concepts so that it doesn't matter what your keyword or what niche your keyword research is in, you'll always be able to frame the keyword research project in these kinds of very fundamental basic terms. You just simply by asking yourself very simple questions. What's this person's problem that they're trying to solve? Are there relevant advertisers that are there to solve the problem? Okay, I think I have hit that home. So just based on the competition, we could definitely rank for this site, or for this keyword, excuse me. And not only can we rank for it, but we can easily get to number 1, in my opinion, in less than a month. Now let's just go ahead, just for the sake of, just for shits and giggles, so to speak, go to Namecheap and see if there's an exact match domain available. So we'll go to namecheap.com and just seal the deal. So allergic shiners. Go ahead and put search all and hit search. Okay, so allergicshiners.com is taken, allergicshiners.net is taken, allergicshiners.org is available. So I would grab the .org. Now, should you be worried about allergicshiners.com or .net coming up in the Google rankings to take your rightful place as number 1? Well, I would say no, because they're not even on the first page yet. Neither of these guys are on the first page. See, it's all non-top level domains, which means pages within a domain, but not the domain itself. And most of these aren't even optimized for the keyword term. But let's say, for the sake of argument, that there's an affiliate out there who bought one of these domains and is building a site around it. Let's just go to the site and check it out. allergicshiners.com. Let's check it out. Alright, it's pretty much a parked domain. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not a parked domain. It's a website, but as you can see from SEO Quick, it has no links, it has a PR of 0, and only has 5 pages. Not worried about this guy at all. Let's check allergicshiners.net. Parked domain. So in other words, this keyword is totally up for grabs, and you stand to profit pretty handsomely from it. So one other thing I want to bring up real quick is that when you're building these niche sites, or when you're building any niche sites for that matter, let's go ahead and type our term in here real quick, allergic shiners, okay? Your basic strategy is going to be to create content based around this keyword term. Maybe how to get rid of allergic shiners. See, we have allergic shiners treatment, allergic shiners in children, allergic shiners toddler, allergic shiners pictures. And you're going to want to create a website basically based around all these terms. Now, there are 2 basic types of keyword terms that can come out of your primary keyword term. The first type are derivative terms, which use the keyword but include some other information. So we have allergic shiners as our primary keyword, and an example of a derivative keyword would be allergic shiners treatment, or allergic shiners in children, or how to treat allergic shiners, etc. But then Google also likes to see that you have content that is semantically related. Okay, so semantic keywords aren't necessarily using your primary keyword, but they're related to the same topic. So allergic shiners, we know, have to do with allergies, congestion, dark circles under the eyes. So something like, let's see, seasonal allergic rhinitis, which might cause this condition, or home remedies for allergies, which might help treat this condition, are related to allergic shiners. So Google sort of likes to see a combination of derivative keywords and semantically related keywords. So keep that in mind when you build your site, and when you find a keyword term that looks good, make sure that you can find some related keywords that also have a decent cost per click and aren't super competitive to build your website around and give it the kind of content it needs to bring value to other people and rank well in the search engines.